Hi, my name is Steven, and I am a freelance UX director as well as a mindfulness expert for marginalized communities. I host discussion support groups for POC and the queer community. Today, I want to talk about a topic that is very near and dear to my heart, the topic of perfectionism. And in this video, I'm going to talk about one, why it shows up, two, what is the purpose, and three, what do we do about it? And so, first off, starting with perfectionism, why does it show up? Perfectionism usually shows up if we have had a life where we had to emulate perfect attitudes, perfect scores, grades, perfect any way of acting to get love from those that are around us, our caregivers, our friends, family. And as a child, having done these perfect behaviors, we are showered with adoration, comfort, emotional support. And so we then take this on and carry it into adulthood, where we then emulate perfectionism attitudes to win the love and adoration of the people around us, whether they are friends, families, lovers, or even colleagues and coworkers. Especially for myself, where I see this showing up a lot is especially in the work that I do in digital design. And in the early part of my career, I had this inkling, this notion that the more I perfect my craft, the more people are going to love me, accept me, whatever it may be. And through many, many years of practice, I've realized that sometimes you just can't change people's minds. Fortunately, we're in a world where there's a lot of prejudice and tolerance, and regardless of how perfect we are with our craft, with what we do and what we put out into the world, there are people who may just not like us. And so I was under this notion of if I had work that was so good, it's going to bypass that. And at the end of the day, it doesn't happen that way completely. At the same time, by carrying that belief, we end up shape-shifting ourselves in every single instance to fit within every context. So, for example, at work, I was running into issues where people just didn't have my best interests in mind, and I was trying to bend against my values, bend against my will, so that I can get them to like me. But a big part of dismantling perfectionism is really understanding what are our values, what are important to us, and outlining those and not straying from them, but also understanding that if people challenge it, push it, try to push us out of it, that we diligently say, no, thank you. So, one, we're talking about why it shows up. The second thing is asking ourselves, why does this show up? What is the purpose? And any work as part of really understanding our emotions as they arise, this emotion of trying to be perfect, right? The anxiety around it, frustration, fears, whatever it may be, it shows up really to protect ourselves. We don't want to be judged. We don't want to be critiqued. We don't want to have a sense of our value of ourselves decreased. But at the end of the day, how we see ourselves is never dependent on how other people see us. Right? I'm going to say it again. How we see ourselves should never be dependent on how other people see us. As free as we are to make any judgment about somebody else is also free to make their judgment about us. Whether it relates to our work, what we say, who we are, the color of our skin. Unfortunately, some people make prejudice and intolerant decisions to not like us off the bat. But it doesn't mean that we have to change and shift who we are because they hold those beliefs. And so that brings us to, what do we do about it? And first off, it starts with language, how we talk to ourselves, and ensuring that we end anytime we start using the words such as right or wrong, and instead replacing that with choices. Billy Bob didn't make a wrong decision, he made a different choice, right? Another way we use language is the way we talk to ourselves. That could start with removing the instances where we tell ourselves we're not good enough, it isn't our time yet, we didn't do enough, by focusing on the effort that we put in and replacing negative criticisms with positive affirmations and reinforcements. You got it, you're doing great, keep going. And the last one is really, really important. Perfectionism shows up in the way that we try to shape those that we love around us. We always think we know best for everyone else, but we cannot learn the mistakes for other people in lieu of them. Maybe we don't want them to fall down and hit their face, and maybe we can pad the ground a little bit, but if people don't have the opportunity to learn the lesson themselves, and we do it for them instead, we're just going to keep delaying that for them. Especially for those we love the most. We feel so compelled to change them and understand that that comes from this attitude of perfectionism, that if we change them, somehow we will love them more. And that is never guaranteed. And if we change ourselves, it isn't also guaranteed that we will love ourselves more. Our lives are always changing, shifting, and what we can do is enjoying the process of change, shift, but also loving ourselves unconditionally so that we can be open to unconditional love and acceptance by those around us. Easier said than done, right? But that's all we can do. Anyway, with that, hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, feel free to give me a heart, like, whatever channel this is on, and to leave a comment. Give me your thoughts on perfectionism. It's never perfect. I still struggle to it to this day, but there's always today and there's always tomorrow to shift our perspectives and our attitude with it. And so with that, thank you so much for watching. Know that time is super valuable and really appreciate you spending the time with me. And with that, I hope you have a rest of your amazing day with a different outlook on life. Thanks for watching. Hope your day is a little bit more mindful. Bye now.